Welcome to the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep.
Touchdown, Braylon Edwards.
Braylon Edwards, touchdown, Michigan. Running pattern to Edwards, touchdown, Michigan.
Where we bring you the best in sports, entertainment, and insight. Join us every weekday from 2 to 4 p.m. as we break down the latest games, analyze the biggest plays, and dive into the hottest topics in sports. We'll have exclusive interviews with your favorite athletes and guests, and you'll get a front row seat to all the action. So tune in to the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep.
Got one-on-one going end zone. Edwards in the air. Oh, what a catch by Braylon Edwards. His second touchdown of the game.
On the Woodward Sports Network, where sports comes to life.
Today we're ready for another one here on the Braylon Edwards Show on Woodward Sports. It's a Friday. We've made it, everybody. How are you? Glad you're with us. Brendan and Kool-Aid. And, of course, the man, Braylon Edwards. Every Friday, you know what we have? We have the Braylon Edwards Smoothie King High School Player of the Week. What I love most about this is not just the smoothies. Yes, it's true. I've got the peanut power chocolate. Oh, man, it is so good.
Some new stuff, some new flavors today.
New flavors?
Got a holiday pecan delight.
Ooh, I like that. That sounds good. Pecan. Be good for you. It's forced me to kind of deviate from what I usually get at Smoothie King, and that's the strawberry banana. I'm glad I ventured out. But what I love most about this is we get to learn about a lot of really encouraging young men and young women in different sports. You have not just stuck with football. No. You've been all over the place, you and Smoothie King. This is fun, man, and it continues today with Kendall Smith, who is a player who is going to garner a lot of attention. She garnered a lot of attention a year ago. She's going to garner a lot more attention this year, and she's got plenty of offers from which to choose now. But guess what? They're going to keep coming this year because her numbers are going to be just as good, if not better, this year than they were last.
Oh, 100%. Can't wait to get her in here. Checking to see if she's there. Is she there, Kool-Aid? She said she logged her out for a second. But, yeah, can't wait to have her in here. Last year, we got a chance to meet this past summer. She was a part of the Allied Challenge in the high school indies. They partnered all celebrities up with 2 high schoolers. And then when they partnered us up, we ended up taking it down 100%. As you see on the picture right here, we were able to raise $7,000. But her spirit and her energy were unmatched. So, was excited to see how the season was going to parlay for her and then get her a part of this, man. So I'm excited to get her in.
She's such a good shooter. And good all the way around. You see the balance there. Last year's statistics, 21.5 points, 8.5 assists. She is their version of Cade Cunningham, and that's pretty impressive right there. And already she's got 5 major offers. A couple of them would actually keep her close to home, which I'm sure her folks would love to see, and a lot of people in the area who followed her and followed her career would like to see as well. So good for her.
100%, man. I think we have her on the line, so let's bring her on in. Kendall, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Hey, there we go. We're doing good. Excited to see you. I told you that I would keep checking in with you, and 100% happy to make you the Smoothie King High School Athlete of the Week. How you feeling?
Thank you. I'm good.
Kendall, you've gone over 1,000 points in your career. That's quite an accomplishment. What are the personal and team goals that you set for yourself on a regular basis?
I'd say some personal goals are just continue to grow. That's a big thing, and especially with this year, with our team, we kind of stayed the same. We only lost 2 girls, and so just continue to grow and make it farther than we did last year is a big thing. Continue just to excel each game. Beat the rival opponents is a big thing for us this year, and just kind of get better at each practice and each game.
Yeah, 100%. Kendall, I was waiting until you got on so I could let you share who you beat. When we were in the Allied Challenge deal, the Celebrity Challenge, you went on ahead and you shot the free throws. There was an individual that actually now goes to the University of Michigan, and a lot of people like that he didn't beat you when it came down to the free throws. Talk about who you beat and talk about that moment just winning at the Allied Challenge and kind of how fun that event was.
Yeah, no, it was a lot of fun. I was just kind of happy to get the opportunity to go, but I got chosen for the basketball and the free throw challenge, and there was a couple celebrities, but one was Trey McKinney, and so that was a cool opportunity to go up and get to compete against him.
Like Shep, and when I'm talking about, Trey went to the free throw line. He knew what was on the line. He wasn't out there BSing. He was trying to make the shots. But Kendall took him down, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what
impressive.
That's what Team Smith and Edwards did, man.
That's really
100%.
impressive. You enjoy doing those things? I mean, I know at times it can be challenging, a balance of academics and athletics, but when you get a chance to go out and kind of commiserate with some different people like that, what do you enjoy most about that?
Yeah, it was super fun. I mean, it was definitely overwhelming at first. There was a lot of people, but just getting the opportunity to do it and also represent my school was something that I enjoyed doing just because of how much they put into us as athletes. It was just great to give back to them.
Kendall, now we see the season hasn't started yet. We're looking at the stats from last year, the 21.4 as well as the 8.5. Looking at the offers that you have on the board, you were committed to Central Michigan. You decommitted since then, and now you have these offers. Are you waiting because you know how much work that you put in and what this senior season will be, and you're expecting individuals, okay, we got to see what Kendall Smith is going to do this year? Is that a part of the decommitting process and now kind of waiting to see?
Yeah, I definitely say I'm just trying to find the right fit. Just waiting it out and not rushing is a big thing, and just kind of taking my time, trying to see where I fit in, and just find a great program and a coaching staff that I really just fit well with.
Who do you lean on for that? Is it mom, dad, coaches, friends, players who you may have played against who are already at the collegiate level? What's the process like for you and who you're talking to try and get that feel?
I definitely say my sister because she played 2 years of college basketball at Central. And so just being able to get her insight and kind of see how she can help me and relate to me and insight that she already had for being a collegiate player.
Yeah, 100%. Now, one thing that with Smoothie King they do, man, they have real ingredients, and that's why we use Smoothie King. That's why I go get these smoothies on the regular. They got the real fruit that helps you refuel and do the things necessary, to help that workout process. Talk about what your process has looked like this off season, because I saw you looked in great shape when I saw you in August, but now the season has come, so I know you've done more work from August to now. What does that look like? What has the eating regimen been, and what has the workout regimen been that you and your teammates have put in?
I'd say it's definitely a lot of hard work. My teammates and I started working out at the beginning of the school year, and so we have lifted 5 days a week up to our tryout season that was actually this week. And so we would lift every day after school, and then just getting extra shots in and kind of getting any reps we can in as a team and individually, just to make sure that for this tryouts this week that we're ready and just behind anybody else and can just get the ball rolling right away.
Who inspires you? I mean, I'm sure you're a Pistons fan. I'm going to assume that. I think that's fair, considering this team is a lot of fun to watch, and I'm sure you're pretty excited about a WNBA team coming back here to Detroit in 2029. But overall, where's the inspiration stem from?
I'd say my dad really inspires me a lot. He's a very hard worker, and I definitely have just always looked up to him since I was younger. He played basketball, and so just kind of helping and following him is a big thing.
How good do you think the Pistons can be this year?
I think they can be pretty good.
They're already doing pretty good. I want to hear you say, I think they're going to compete for a championship. That's what I want to hear. As somebody who is a basketball player.
I think they're definitely going to compete for a championship.
What do you like about the way they play? I mean, as a basketball player yourself, you probably really appreciate how certain teams spread the floor, right? Certain teams, play defense, communicate. What are the things you like most about it?
I definitely think they just play hard. They play really well together, and they play at a fast pace and push the ball well. And I think that's something that not all NBA teams do, and so I think that they did that pretty well.
In the last couple of years, with Caitlin Clark, Paige Beckers, players like that, the WNBA has had a boom. You've seen more eyes on the sport. Does that go for you guys as well? Has the WNBA done enough over the last 4 or 5 years or the last 2 to kind of make you really dial in and pay attention more and make you want to be a face or make you want to be represented by the WNBA? Has it done enough for you to really want to dive into that?
Yeah, I'd say it's definitely inspired me and many others more, just seeing the recognition that they're getting. And I think it also gives us more appreciation just for the game and for what we're doing. And so I'd say getting to see it everywhere and people actually noticing the work that they're doing is super cool and definitely something that isn't taken for granted.
All right, so help us out. Besides basketball, are you a big Lions fan? Are you a Red Wings fan? Where does your heart lie besides the game that you play and love so much?
I'd say I definitely enjoy watching football. It's something that me and my dad get to do together.
There we go.
And so that's fun. But yeah.
Yeah, 100%. What now? When does the season open? Who do you open up against? And are you prepared for this season opening? Oh, we might have got frozen.
That's all right.
All right, yeah, we'll wait for her to come back. Kool-Aid, just give us a beat when she comes back. But that's a good question. You know, that season hasn't started yet. I want to know, like, what's that preparation like, that first game? Because I know when I was in high school, you know who that first opponent is. It's just like any level.
Sure.
You know what that first opponent is going to be, and you put in extra work for who that opponent is going to be. I want to see what that looks like.
There are certain games, I think, on every schedule, no matter what level you're playing. There are certain games that everybody has highlighted or circled or, put in bold or whatever, okay? And obviously the first one is always it. But then, of course, you have rivals, and then you have certain teams that may have knocked you off before or certain teams that you may have played really well against. She plays well against everybody, as evident by her numbers. But I love the fact that, on Sundays, it's she and her father sitting in front of the television set and watching football.
Yeah.
It's a nice way to escape, and it's probably a really nice way for dad and daughter to, to have that connection and have that type of tradition. We all have that with our parents, so it's really good stuff.
No, 100%. She instantly went to pop football, being pops, watching on Sunday. So that's definitely a good dial in for her. Definitely eager to get that question, because when you're averaging 21.5 as a junior, when you have 21.5, 8.6, like you're almost a double-double as a junior. That has to look a lot better. And I'm telling you, when I saw her, the form looked nice. So I can only imagine the work that she, as well as the Flint Powers group, has put in for this high school season.
She's going to she's already turning heads. You mentioned Central Michigan. Originally committed there. That's where her sister played too.
Yeah.
And then she chose to, decommit. So I like that she's keeping her options open, because she hasn't been able to find that one place that makes her completely comfortable, and let's hope she finds it, and hopes she finds it somewhere close to home.
100%. I think she may be back in the chat. So if she is, Kendall, there she is. Let's try to continue where we left off at. First opponent, when is that game, and how have you guys been preparing for this particular opponent?
Yeah, so we play against Midland, and it's on the 9th. We have a scrimmage that's before that. But our tryouts actually started this Wednesday. And so we've been doing 2 days every day. So we practice at 6 a.m. before school to 7:30, and then after from 3:15 to 5:30. So we've definitely just been trying to get ahead of the game and just putting in work together as a team so that when that game comes, we're ready.
Kendall, help me with this, because I used to call Michigan basketball when Trey Burke was there, who was the National Player of the Year. When he was in high school, he would shoot 1,000 jumpers
Ohio
before school started. He would get up early, make sure he got that done. When you used to watch certain players in the WNBA, when I called the Shock, they said the same thing. What is your routine like as you improve your commitment and improve your talents on the floor, and how you go about making sure you're staying as sharp as you can outside of just your usual practice with your team?
Yeah, no, I definitely say for me, I obviously get to work out in every day. Normally mine is 500 shots with something else, but at strictly shooting day, then it does range to 1,000 shots. So it kind of just depends on the day and what I'm trying to work on. But yeah, that's definitely something reasonable and that I do as well.
Good for you.
Kendall, we're super excited because the Smoothie King 12, you guys will all be coming back here in December. All 12 of you guys will come here. We'll have like a little setup. We'll have a party. We got some Smoothie King merch. We'll give you the gifts that we have for you guys, and MHSAA approved, so we can put that back on the book. So excited for that. It will be a lot of fun. But before we let you get out of here, and we appreciate your time, if you could go to any concert currently, any concert, any artist, who would that artist be, and who are you taking to this concert?
I'd say Brandon Lake.
Okay.
He's actually a Christian singer, and I'd say my cousin.
Brandon Lake and a Christian singer. I love this.
Yeah, I'd definitely say my cousin. We went to a concert from Ty Myers a
couple weeks ago, and we had a lot of fun together. So I definitely say her.
It's fantastic.
Appreciate that. That was a heck of an
Hey,
answer.
we wish you great success, but more importantly, we wish you great health because you want to stay healthy throughout this season. There is that proverbial target on your back because of how good you are, but that was the case last year, and you handled it with great pride and great resolve. We wish you the best so far this season, and we'll see you at the party brought to you by Smoothie King and the Braylon Edwards Show a little bit later on, Kendall. Thanks for the time.
Thank you.
Kendall, we appreciate you. We'll get all the information to you about the Smoothie King 12 before the day comes up.
And that's
Keep kicking butt.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, see you later, teammate.
Love that. That's really cool.
Yeah.
I love how you're able to interact with a lot of different people at a lot of different age groups. That's got to be a big deal for them. And you met her at an event, and we'll have an event for her. So
Speaking
I
of
love
age
that
groups, it's kind of funny. Like her being a younger individual. When I say younger, she's in high school. So I reached out to her on her Instagram and said, "Hey, look, Kendall, I told you I would be in touch. We want to honor you the following week for the Smoothie King High School." I had to make sure every part of the text, the DM, all that, hey, look, put your parents in this text. Put your parents in this text. Make sure we're in this text together, man, so you can see that it was legit. But she's great energy, and she's just great spirit. That's what I noticed when I met her in Grand Blanc. Like, the energy was really good. She was excited to raise money. A lot of individuals were excited just to be there. High school kids, I'm excited to be a part of there. Dusty May was there. Trey McKinney. They were fanning out a little bit. They were happy to be on a Saturday with all this going on. She was happy that the money was going to a great cause. She was excited that the 7,000, like she asked, where's the money going to? Like, just like a question like that, I said, you know what? There's something about you. You have a good spirit.
That's
about
mature.
You. Yeah,
that's
100%.
maturity. I mean, more so than I had back when I was a junior in high school. I can promise you that.
Same.
There's a really unique and different sport that's taking place outside the United States, and I wonder if it'll ever catch fire here. When we come back, I'm going to get Braylon's thoughts on this. We've got video associated with it. It is wild stuff, but it's something that maybe a lot of people, especially in Detroit, may love. You'll understand when you'll see it after we get this from Smoothie King, Ven Johnson, and Arton Jakes.
Yeah, we see what time it is with Smoothie King, man. We appreciate doing this with the community. The impact that these young individuals have, man, these high school student athletes, it's major, and this thing is taking on a life of its own. I think it's getting out of just the southeast area in Michigan. I think this thing is getting national, hence, the cups and all the things that we're doing. But you know what? Let's talk about it. The Athlete of the Week program is special to us here at Woodward Sports. We want to hear about those incredible Southeast Michigan high school athletes who are crushing it in their sport and in the community, as we just said. Every week we'll highlight a winner, one winner on the podcast, and at the end of the season, as you heard me say, we will do the Smoothie King 12. We will get together at Woodward Sports for a special on-air session, and you allow these individuals to share their journey. Once again, Smoothie King has revamped the menu. They've rebranded. Real ingredients, ladies and gentlemen, is the kicker. Protein, fruit, all real, all authentic, all to get you refueled and back into the game the right way. Remember to nominate using that QR code above my head, but also pull up on Smoothie King, man. They may have something to talk about.
It's so good. Sometimes I just got to pause for a minute because then I'm going to get too full, but it's so good. And right now, folks, thanks to Smoothie King, the peanut butter or the peanut power chocolate malt is outstanding. Don't be afraid to order it. Arton Jakes is a place where you can go and check out all the great dishes that they've got and the great beers that they have and the 80 television sets. You want to watch football this weekend, you want to watch basketball and hockey and everything. Anything that might be on your mind in the world of sports, this is where Arton Jakes comes to play for you. You don't miss their weekly specials like Rib Night on Mondays, fajitas and margaritas on Wednesdays. You download their app right now, Arton Jakes app. Join the AJ's fan club as well. Check them out. They've got 6 locations throughout the state. Make every game day a winning day.
Planet Fitness now has even more best-in-class strength equipment. Join today for $1 down and save.
We're stepping it up.
We're not slowing down.
Finding new faith, new focus.
Love that new equipment smell.
So, you in?
Join the club today. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
Every Sunday, there's only one place to get all your kneecapping, hard-hitting Detroit Lions coverage. Start your Sunday with the Lions Weekly Report with Broder and Terry Foster. Then, the Lions pregame show with Neil Rule and Sean Baligian. At kickoff, keep it locked in for all the emotions of the game with a live watch party with the heavyweights. Then, recap the game with the Lions postgame show with Anson. Game days, there's no other place to be than Woodward Sports. Live all game day. Go Lions. Hunting season is almost here, Detroit, and your Lions are on the prowl. Make sure you're locked into Woodward Sports for all the Dan Campbell reactions, Jared Goff touchdowns, Amon-Ra first downs, Penny pancakes, Kirby picks, Gibbs big plays, and of course, Jack Fox's leg. Stay locked in on all your Lions coverage right here on Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports. Is that an octopus in your pants, or are you just happy to see me? See what I did there? Go Red Wings! From Octopi Experts, Woodward Sports.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men and claim your throne for a king's treatment from one of our talented stylists. Open 7 days a week, walk in anytime. Just get to a Lady Jane's today and receive a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot lather neck shave, and a hot towel treatment. A haircut should not be a chore. It should be an experience. And that's exactly what Lady Jane's has to offer. Open 7 days a week, walk-ins are always welcome. There's always a location near you. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon. Braylon Edwards and Shaq Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
Why do we fight? We fight to protect the innocent, to hold the powerful accountable, to bring the oppressors to justice. Why do we fight? We fight to secure and preserve our civil liberties, to get each and every one of our clients the justice they deserve, and to make the lives of real people just like you whole again. ThenFights.com.
No one gives away more cash and prizes than Woodward Sports. You don't believe us? Here's our latest $10,000 winner.
You know, you guys posted, hey, if you guess all this stuff right, you know, we'll give it's $10,000. I'm like, okay, well, why the hell not?
And the winning doesn't stop there. How about our Outkick Your Coverage winner?
I think you won. We got Tully, everybody. David Tully. This guy's got a hot girl.
Bigger prizes, bigger giveaways, cash, merch, tickets, and more. All from the biggest sports network in Detroit. No one does it bigger and better than Woodward Sports. Make sure you're following, liking, subscribing on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube for your chances to share in the winning. From Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports. It's bear hunting season, and Dan Campbell is hungry for some kneecaps.
If you can just get a hold of them and you start dragging their ass out to the deep, dark abyss, you can drown them.
The Kings of the North are back for another year of the brand new Lions. Make sure you're locked in to Detroit's #1 sports network for all the news and info on your Detroit Lions.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
You smell that? That's Brad Holmes cooking. And the off-season smells good. Woodward Sports.
This is for everyone. Over 2,700 clubs nationwide and 50 just here in the metro area. Planet Fitness is the gym for everyone. Access to the Black Card Spa, that's what you need, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, you don't need it, but it's good to have, where you can have recovery with hydro massage and other innovative amenities. Bring a free guest anytime, and that membership is only $24.99 per month. We're all strong on this planet, and that planet is Planet Fitness. Exciting, though, with Told you about it. New partnership with the Detroit Lions. Want to win tickets to every Lions regular season home game. Not that many left, but there still are some. 3 back-to-back as we're talking. The Giants, the Packers, and then the Dallas Cowboys. All you do is you go into Planet Fitness, you register, see if your name gets called in the drawing. Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential. And now for Sun Cruiser, baby.
Sun Cruiser. That sounds good, doesn't it? Yeah. Especially on a sunny day. Not just because it's in the name, but just because you would like your weekend to start rather light and bubbly. Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea is that. Real vodka, real iced tea, no bubbles, just a clean, crisp sip that will not fill you up on game day. You got game day at home on Sunday. The next 3 games are at Ford Field for the Lions. No better place to start than with Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea. It's only 100 calories, and it's perfect for your tailgate party, but please drink responsibly.
Did have a procedure, all right, and he's going to be out for a while. I think we would be fortunate to have a chance to get him back for the rest of the season. Yeah, at some point, I think that's very, very slim.
Speaking of Sam, I mean, you guys are...
Good news is the procedure went really well, long term.
Yes, and you're obviously...
So that's Dan Campbell, and he's talking about Sam Laporta, unfortunately. Sam Laporta, from all accounts, he will not be back the rest of the regular season. The good news, there's some slight good news.
Is there?
Yeah.
After that conversation.
Well, Malcolm Rodriguez and DJ Reed are expected back this weekend, he said, and Marcus Davenport is close. Come on, stop with the arrows. All right?
Right.
But the Laporta news is really troubling. He's a lot more important than I think people realize. I remember a guy once said, tight end is a luxury position, and I literally laughed. I thought it was absolutely asinine. They're so important to an offense. It's not your typical, Stu Voigt back in the day in the 70s, all right? These guys are really, really important these days. Just in case people missed us the other day, I mean, you thought this was a really big deal. What do you think they miss most when they have 87 out?
This is a major deal. Like, at the end of the day, the tight end has become a position that you really need, and especially if you have one of those TE1s. Like, take away Tyler Warren from the Indianapolis Colts. Take away Trey McBride from the Arizona Cardinals. Take away, in fact, he is taken away. Look at Tucker Kraft being out, and look at what the Green Bay's offense looks like. He's not just a tight end one. He's their number 1 player, as the other guys are that I mentioned. I think we saw kind of firsthand this past game what it looks like with him out. Granted, the Philadelphia Eagles defense is the best in the league. The Philadelphia Eagles and what they do, that's going to look like that for the most part. But if you would have had Sam Laporta out there being able to do some of the things that he does, the big thing that he's done for the Lions this year, get the offense going. He's the guy that they get into rhythm with in the first quarter. You look at this season, the games that he's played in, especially the wins, Shep, they legitimately get him the ball often and early on. They get a sense of that, and then they start getting the ball to Jahmyr Gibbs, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and everybody else. Not having that outlet, and not only is it the pass receiving, not only is it how good of a playmaker he is, hence the touchdown in the back of the end zone, which I still can't believe he was able to catch one, get both feet down, and laugh about it, but it's the blocking. He's one of the best blocking tight ends. He's one of the best blockers that the Detroit Lions have, bar none, at any position. So to not have him and the blocking, especially that you need now with offensive line play being down, with some linemen being injured, you need that blocking aspect of Sam Laporta more than ever. And also you need him as, dare I say, a safety blanket for Jared Goff. Like, safety blanket is not a disrespectful word. Every team, every player, every QB1, he's got a guy that, hey, look, this is the guy I'm going to find in these moments. This is the guy that I'm going to feel to kind of get myself going. And also, he's a damn good player.
It's a compliment, quite honestly. If you're a security blanket, you're a safety blanket, you've been that at the collegiate level. And I know I can trust that dude. That's that's what you're telling people. I trust this guy to throw the ball to him.
I don't like that this happened, too, considering the conversations that we were having 3 weeks ago about who to bring back and who not to bring back, and you can get rid of Sam Laporta, and we can bring another tight end here, because now it looks stupid when you look at what the game looked like with him not in there, and now we're having this conversation about him being out the year, and what that energy is. That was negligent on my part. Sam Laporta was a big part of what this Lions offense was, because he's out right now. This is a tough pill to swallow. I'm not saying this is going to derail them in terms of not being the leader in the NFC North when the season's over, making it to the playoff. But this right here, it's going to make some of these games a lot more hard.
I love that you brought other tight ends into the mix because you're 100% right. Okay, and Trey McBride leads all tight ends right now in receiving.
Even Travis Kelce's old self. You will see when Patrick Mahomes.
He's second.
100%. When Patrick Mahomes is trying to find himself, 15's looking for 87.
Who wouldn't be?
I would.
Yeah, for sure. So 16 is here, but here's the devil's advocate.
Yeah.
With Indy, it's a great example because Tyler Warren's outstanding. And with Arizona, they don't have the other weapons the Lions have.
Yeah.
So how do they cushion this blow, because it is a blow, by making sure the other guys are involved in what they have to do, do you think?
In terms of Detroit Lions, like what is Zylstra's role become? What is Brock Wright's role? With J-Mo,
what about the other guys?
Amon-Ra St. Brown, J-Mo, the whole 9 yards. Like, those guys are going to have to step it up. But it starts with Dan Campbell. It starts with who's ever giving input on the offensive play game. If he's getting help, if Johnny Moe is still assisting or whoever else is still assisting, like now you guys got to come up as a collective. Like, how do we make this thing work and how do we keep it interesting? You now have to really lean on your studs. Like, we talked about how good Amon-Ra St. Brown is. Unfortunately, now is the time to prove it. We talked about what J-Mo could be. He got paid. He got the bag, et cetera. They saw him as that type of player to extend for $29, close to $30 million. Now, Jameson Williams, it's time for you to prove that you're worth this money. Jared Goff, that offensive line, everybody on that offense is going to have to step up. And that's not coach speak. That's the damn truth. That's the truth.
Yeah. Do you envision them? Look, you and I were talking earlier in the week about the loss to Philadelphia and how they really didn't get to the edge like you were hoping to. You thought they would have to go short passes. Philly knew that. They did that. That's why they knocked so many passes down. How do you think this will change their offense, if at all? Like, will they try and get Gibbs to the edge more or not because he was such a good seal blocker on things like that? How do you think this impacts other weapons within their system?
You got to use Jahmyr Gibbs more. And I think you saw that in that game against Philly when they were putting him on the outside, when they were getting the ball into a quick receiver space, getting him on the outside and outflanking the defensive line and getting him out there, and he had some success. You'll see more of that because, frankly, the teams that we'll see coming down the pipeline, there's some good defensive. We talked about really good defensive lines, but they're not the Philadelphia Eagles. The Philadelphia Eagles aren't just a defensive line. There's a second level. There's the safeties. There's the corners, as we know. So they're all around a great defense. It won't be like that in Dallas and the Giants and Green Bay Packers. So you got to do more of that. You got to have more of that. You got to have more of that success. And also, don't be afraid. I know you're icing Dave Montgomery out because you're probably going to move on for him, or you don't necessarily see him as what they were in the past, Thunder and Lightning or Sonic and Knuckles, but that's BS. I would get him more involved as well because he extends possessions. He beats up on that defensive line. The offensive line can beat up on the defensive line, extending drives. Time of possession. Time of possession now becomes a big thing for the Detroit Lions. It's no longer, hey, we can just score quick, it doesn't matter. No, you haven't proven that you can score quick. You haven't proven that J-Mo over the top or Jahmyr hitting the house call is a consistent enough thing that you can depend on. Now you got to play a time of possession type game with this offensive line. That's what I would go to, lean on, holding the clock, man.
It's interesting. I had a New York writer on my radio show this morning, Gary Myers, and he's written a few books, Brady versus Manning, Brady and Belichick, and one about the '86 Giants too. He thinks the Giants are a decent club, and that they can turn things around quickly because when they go into the draft, they already feel like they have their quarterback in Jackson Dart. They feel like he looks the part, if you will. But he said, what I thought of you right away. He said, the problem with this team has been its defensive front. They have not been as good as people thought they would be, including my favorite player from the draft, Abdul Carter. He has a half a sack, which stuns me.
Yeah.
Okay? Because I thought this guy, I would have taken him number one. That's how much I liked him at Penn State. What am I missing here? Thinking that Dexter Lawrence and Kayvon Thibodeau and
Brian Burns.
Brian Burns.
Yeah.
What am I missing here that you think the Giants have not been able to do and what Detroit might be able to take advantage of.
The Giants have always been a selfish team. Like, in terms of the players that play for their team, the organization, like, they don't have any camaraderie about themselves. Even when I was playing in New York, when I was playing for the Jets, it's either Super Bowl or we'll get beat up all season, not even make the postseason. You get a lot of in-things fighting. That's why you look at a player like Kayvon Thibodeau, which I believe is coming to his own. Kayvon Thibodeau didn't get drafted here because Dan Campbell didn't believe he was a guy that was going to do all the things necessary and be accountable all the time. And it took him a while to get going. Sometimes you see some of that personality, that individuality. Are you focusing more on what football is, or are you focusing more on what the Big Apple brings? Abdul Carter, you brought his name up. Stop oversleeping and missing meetings. Like, that's why he got benched last week and the week before that.
Yeah.
Like, he's done. Like, stop worrying about wearing Lawrence Taylor's number or Phil Simms. Worry about being into meetings. Worry about sitting behind Brian Burns and learning from a guy right now that's second in sacks. Like Dexter Lawrence. Like, he's a great defensive tackle. One of the top 3 in the league right now, but he can only do so much. I think you have a lot of individualism. And they said that about Odell Beckham when they wanted to get him out of here. But what they didn't say is, well, that's all of us. And also, too, Joe Shane and all that. Like, it's
that's interesting.
It's an interesting situation. I feel like in New York, much like it's really that division. Really like the Dallas Cowboys, it's a lot of individuals, a lot of personalities doing their thing.
But a lot of times, some of those teams, I mean, they win. I mean, look at Philadelphia. I mean, we've talked about this. Maybe it's overblown. It could be. Yeah. But we've talked about it with A.J. Brown and now the Jalen Hurts things. And I mean, it seems like, and Saquon Barkley doesn't seem like the kind of guy who would fit in there because of what he does. And you sure wouldn't expect that from a team led by Brandon Graham either.
Right.
So that's what I think about a lot of times when we talk about culture. And I think sometimes we fall back on, not you and I, but I mean people in general, we fall back on it quite a bit because when a team wins, we think, that's their culture, right? Philly's culture, from the outside looking in, doesn't look all that great. And yet it's led by a guy in the past, by a guy we would consider a culture builder in a Brandon Graham. How do they make it work, right?
Because they operate in chaos. Like, if you go back to, like, this is a team that has legitimacy and also they have consistency. They won the Super Bowl in 2017, 2018. They kept a lot of those guys. They created that offensive line. That became their staple. So whatever BS is going on between the wide receivers and the coaches, you still got an offensive line that is locked in loaded. You still have a defense that is locked and loaded. 4 years ago, they made the Super Bowl with that offensive line, with that team. They brought in A.J. Brown. They put up with A.J. Brown because they had Jason Kelsey. They put up with A.J. Brown because they had Brandon Graham. And they had him last year when they won the Super Bowl, and they beat the brakes off of the Kansas City Chiefs. They do a great job of operating in chaos because they already have a culture. They got a culture of winning and knowing how to do it and knowing when and when to shut up. Now there's no Jason Kelsey. Now they have to bring back Brandon Graham. Now you see a little bit more like chinks in the armor, if you will. That's not the New York Giants. The New York Giants have been that without the culture. They're that messed up. They're that fractured situation. They've been that for a very long time. And as they've been that for a very long time, you can't develop any consistency. And also, Howie Roseman is accountable. Howie Roseman is the individual that keeps that ship going in the right direction. Joe Shane, he's the guy that got rid of Xavier McKinney and Saquon Barkley so that he could go get 2,000 yards last year with the Philadelphia Eagles. So for what their chaos is, they have Howie Roseman. They have a coach that likes the chaos and he can deal in the chaos, and they still had a structure in place. The Giants haven't had that structure, and the last remnant of that was Eli Manning.
Do you think it's a bad thing to have that type of culture once in a while and in a minor level upset once in a while? That it's not always smooth sailing?
Say it again. My apologies.
Like I think people feel like championship teams just cruise and everything's good. Everything's rosy every single night. Between players and coaches and front office and road trips and all this other stuff. And that's just not the case. Do you think it can be a good thing if there's a little upheaval once in a while?
Yeah, because it keeps it fresh. Like, at the end of the day, because also you have to prove that you can overcome things. I think as a team, every once in a while, you have to prove that the resolve is still there. You have to prove that, we're still good. Yeah, we're going to have some hiccups, some bumps in a row. And I think for the Eagles last year, that big hiccup was towards the end of the season where A.J. Brown's reading books. A.J. Brown has something to say, and they were trying to figure out that Devontae Smith and Jalen Hurts had a situation earlier in last year talking about, you know what, it's none of our business. But they had a situation where they had to deal with that, and they were able to get to the other side of the Devontae Smith and Jalen situation. they were able to get to the other side of A.J. Brown and reading books and seeming disinterested to the tune of how bad did they beat the Chiefs in the playoffs? So sometimes it's cool to have that, not all the time.
It's a really good point that he brings up, and this is what makes him so good at this business. He's able to lead right into something that we wanted to talk about, and we will talk about this new sport that's getting raves in Australia.
Pickleball?
And see if it works here in the States. But before we get to that, listen to what Jason Kelce said about what Braylon was just referring to on that not everything is a kumbaya moment when it comes to football teams and especially his football team. Here it is. Listen.
I think the quotes on Jalen, I think that there are frustrations within a team that build up continually. And I think Jalen gets a lot of the highlighting of that, again, because he's the quarterback. Me and Lane Johnson one year, I'll put this out there. Me and Lane Johnson one year at the end of Chip Kelly's career, Lane made a comment in the media, said something along the lines of, we're the up-tempo offense is way too hard on us in practice, and we're working too difficult, and guys are getting fatigued. And I remember reading that, and I'm like, dude, and I went out and said something in the media and said, what does Lane know? Lane's only been with the Philadelphia Eagles. How does he know what it feels like to do other practices? He's only practiced with Chip Kelly. So he's saying something and parroting something from what other guys are saying. And, to be honest, I think we're pretty pampered here in Philadelphia. And Lane then made another comment. Lane and I didn't talk for an entire offseason.
Wow.
Lane is like one of my best friends. I love that guy. And
that's pretty interesting, isn't it? They didn't talk for an entire offseason. They played on the same line. It was vital that they worked together in order for the team to be good enough to challenge for the goals that they wanted to accomplish, but they had to get through something. It's okay once in a while to have a little bit of controversy.
Yeah, if you have men around, if you have, obviously we're talking about a man's sport, so don't take it that way. But if you have men, real men that can sit down and they can get through the BS and they're grown and they're mature and they can understand what the situation is and they can understand what the goal is and how to get to the other side, then you can have that. But if you're dealing with, a bunch of young guys or immaturity and you don't have those staples, Lane is a year 13 staple. Yeah. Jason Kelce was a year 13 staple, now retired. I mean, you look at Brandon Graham, you look down that offensive line, or you look in on that team, you had a lot of guys that understand what they are, what they've been through, and how to move forward. They dealt with a lot over the last 4 years, and even now, they're still dealing with whatever the situation is with A.J. Brown, Jalen Hurts, and what are they currently? First in the NFC?
Right.
Some teams just thrive in this chaos, but when you're missing pieces like Jason Kelce, when you got to go back and pull Brandon Graham from retirement here in Michigan. I think his house is around the corner. When you got to pull that guy back, it's showing you that you can't make this thing work for too much longer.
Michael Weary had a good comment in the chat, and we welcome all your comments in the chat. He says, a good leader makes his people want to buy in. That's the sign of leadership. And then Duncan Stewart in the chat said, Braylon, sir, would you rather face 4-3 defense or a 3-down 4 linebacker set as a wide receiver? That's a really good question. Do you want to see a 4-3, a 3-4, and if you could explain the difference for folks who may not necessarily know?
Give me a 4-3 defense, because usually the 4-3 defenses, they're not going to necessarily blitz a lot. They trust the 4-down linemen that they have for the most part, and also, too, it's less people on the back end, which means there's more room. There's more room for a 3 wide receiver set to operate. There's more spacing. That means I can get to my route on the outside 15, 20 yards down the field. There's some spacing in the slot for a Sam Laporta. There's some spacing for Jahmyr Gibbs if he wants to come out of the backfield, run angle routes. And there's spacing for the other 2 wide receivers to do what they need to do, and the quarterback to be able to see it. Sometimes when you have these 3-4s and drop a lot of, secondary players, linebacker players into the coverage, into the field, a lot of times guys can't see it. A lot of times they have, they'll make plays. So for me, I like more down linemen, less blitzes, and I have more spacing with my wide receivers and everybody else trying to get the pass. Makes it easier to look for Jared Goff.
Really good question. Even better answer.
That's a great question.
It's a great question. When we come back, this is a wild new sport taking place in Australia. We've got video of it, and then get your thoughts on it. It is a manly man's sport for sure. And speaking of men,
we need to figure out how we sign Bray up for this.
Yeah, you're not signing me up for it, and I don't think either you or Brendan are signing up for it either. But I can tell you, people are going to be very interested in it when we come back from Ben Johnson's.
Corporations, the government, you hear the same old rhetoric from me every day because it's true. Even your insurance company will do whatever it takes to minimize their liability and withhold your compensation. Don't let them do that. And how you don't let them do that? Make Vin Johnson the first call that you make. You go to Vin Fights, VENFights.com. You go there and you get the fighter in your corner. Whether it's a settlement, whether it's a verdict, it doesn't matter at the end of the day because they want all the smoke and they will do the things necessary to get you the verdict that you deserve. Contact Vin today, VinFights.com.
Hey folks, Sharon's Heating and Air Conditioning has probably been serving Metro Detroit, your neighbors, hopefully you as well, for over 40 years, so you understand the reliable service and the customer service. Customer service, for the most part these days, stinks, but it's still one of the top priorities at Sharon's Heating and Air Conditioning. It's really important to them. Just check out their website and you'll know what I mean, sharonsheating.com. They've added a few customer-friendly options that are really helpful for you. Online filter purchases directly from the website. That's a bonus. Free instant estimates for equipment replacement. That helps you. And this one really helps you. Until the end of the year, DTE gas customers get a free furnace tune-up if you just say Sharon's Heating and Air Conditioning and the Braylon Edwards Show. That's right. Call them today, 734-238-3805, and tell them the Braylon Edwards Show sent you.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles, and with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
To any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men and claim your throne for a king's treatment from one of our talented stylists. Open 7 days a week, walk in anytime. Just get to a Lady Jane's today and receive a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot lather neck shave, and a hot towel treatment. A haircut should not be a chore. It should be an experience. And that's exactly what Lady Jane's has to offer. Open 7 days a week, walk-ins are always welcome. There's always a location near you. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
Head to woodwardsports.com and click on Shop. Get the latest in Detroit sports apparel and exclusive Woodward sports gear. Woodwardsports.com can get the whole team outfitted. Love the Pistons, Red Wings, and Tigers? We got something for you, too. Shop online at woodwardsports.com.
If you are looking for the ultimate pickleball experience, then you got to check out Wicked Pickle. They got 10 climate-controlled courts, a chill lounge with cold drinks. That makes it Metro Detroit's hottest indoor pickleball spot. Listen up, man. Mark your calendars for Woodward Sports' Pickleball Open on Friday, January 9th. Look, I'm getting excited for this thing. I know I'm going to go out there and probably get worked, but I'm still a competitor.
I got to practice.
Yeah, I'm a competitor, man.
I told my kids about this the other day. I said, Braylon and I, and they go, poor Braylon. Braylon and I are going to be part of this Wicked Pickle Challenge in January. I've never played the sport. And they're like, Dad, you better get your ass in gear. And they're right.
I'm so ready. Did y'all just hear that? Shep just let y'all in on something. Brian Shep going to be there. You guys want to tap in. Scan that QR code, all right? Friday, January 9th. Woodward Sports Pickleball Open is right around the corner. Come watch your favorite Woodward Sports personalities go head-to-head against each other and pickleball pros. The Woodward Heavyweights will be there broadcasting live from 5 to 7 p.m. If you want in on this action, and trust me, you do.
You want to smoke.
Yeah, they want. Yeah. Hey, don't duck the smoke, all right? Register today at pickleballtournaments.com for a chance to compete and maybe even take down your favorite Woodward Sports personalities.
And why not make sports a little more fun? If I told you you could place any bet up to $1,000 and if you lose, you get that bet back, would you think I'm crazy?
Crazy!
Scan this QR code, enter the code Woodward1000, and if your first bet doesn't hit, you'll get your deposit bet back up to $1,000. That's right, up to $1,000 back just for giving it a shot. Minimum bet just $20. Download the Caesars Sportsbook app today, the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports. Use code Woodward1000 or scan the QR code on the screen.
And we back.
Well, there's to each his own, right, in sports. Not everybody loves football. I find it hard to believe you can't, but not everybody loves football, right? That's strange to me. I don't know how you can't like hockey, basketball, and baseball. I mean, those four are staples in our country. I get some people enjoy NASCAR a little bit more, or F1 and all that. That's fine. I've worked in just about all of them, and I truly enjoy all of them. But there are certain sports I watch, and I think, how do you not like that? You know, I mean, if you're about being physical, and that's what I've always felt like the United States of America is, you love the physicality, you love the toughness. It's part of what I love most about football. It's what I love about hockey and lacrosse, quite honestly, as well. I just can't understand how people wouldn't like it. There's a new sport in Australia that is taking flight, or dare I take out the L. Check this out and see if it's something that might interest you, or if you know anybody.
I'm going to keep y'all on the screen.
Yeah, or if you know anybody who would do this.
Oh, no, wait. I'm keeping y'all on the screen. We need the people to see you guys' reactions as this is going live. Bray, you're going to be our gladiator, our champion in this, okay? Keep that in mind.
Let's see what we got here.
You just run at people and hit them as hard as you can.
Oh, look at Bray's. That's why we keep you on the screen.
Hey!
Golly!
Oh my God!
That guy ruined a knee.
Yeah, see,
Dog, they celebrating.
This guy's getting psyched up here.
Oh no!
So I watched this. This is like the New Zealand, Australia. This is like the Samoan / Polynesian culture.
That guy's concussed.
You get a lot of haka. You get a lot of haka in.
Yeah, get a little haka in. Yeah,
I'm good on this. I'm good.
You're not gonna represent us, bro?
Nah, no, thank you. Because I'm gonna tell you like this. Like at the end of the day, like 100%. Like I'm gonna catch somebody slipping. You know, I'm gonna knock somebody out. But like these guys do this. Like I don't want any smoke. I don't want any smoke because he's get low and run me over. Like, nah, I'm cool.
Hey, listen, it's one thing doing it in pads, right?
That's crazy.
But doing it like this, my luck would be I'd be matched up with a 265-pound gladiator who's yoked and who would just send me flying across the room. You know anybody who would be really good at this and would want to do this?
James Harrison.
James Harrison would be.
Like James Harrison would be excellent at this.
Yeah.
Like, I'm telling you, like I always talk about the Polynesian culture. You guys have heard me talk about when we talk about they are different. Mm-hmm. They are born different. They are cut different. They are different things inside their DNA. They're built for this. Like the thicker bodies, the muscle behind that thickness. Like I'm good. Like,
who would you?
Good.
So who would you take? Pick somebody. So you take James Harrison.
100%.
I'd probably take Haloti Ngata.
Once again,
Polynesian. Haloti Ngata. I didn't know James Harrison's not Polynesian.
He's
right?
a brother.
Yeah, he's a brother. I know that. I thought he might have had some Polynesian blood. But Haloti Ngata, to me, I mean, I remember covering him when he was with the Lions. I have never seen a more, and this is not from a mental standpoint, a dense. Like he is literally like a wall. Like you push on that dude, and you're like, oh, I didn't realize. This is a wall right here, right?
I know what you mean. My dad said Robert Porsche is like that.
Well, Robert Porsche,
he slipped out a little bit.
Yeah, Robert Porsche was just yoked. I mean, he was built, right? I mean, that era of Lions football, him, David Sloan, Mel Gray, Johnny Morton, those guys were just ripped, okay? They all looked like Braylon, but Robert Porsche was bigger than that. Right. Haloti Ngata was just...
It's massive.
You touch that dude and it's like this. Somebody's just gonna bounce off that guy, and that's all it is.
But that's the thing, though. Haloti Ngata is not gonna be running down there full speed. Like
he doesn't need to.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he should be walking, and they were running to him, and they'll bounce off. Like, I used to hate playing against him.
Yeah, look, you could have a Jeep Grand Cherokee running it, on high speed, running Haloti Ngata. I'll take Haloti Ngata. The thing just crushes. You can run as fast as him. I don't care if he waddles his way. That person's still going down. Kool-Aid, who do you got in something like this?
Oh my goodness. I want to believe. Ben Wallace could do something like this.
How did I know his mind was going right to Ben Wallace?
It was between Ben Wallace and Sue for me.
But
it's just
stick with the second one.
Yeah, it is. Sue was the first name, and I was like,
that's a good one.
But it's got to be Sue.
Ben Wallace
the
is too
absolute
tall.
tenacity.
Yes.
He's too tall, like the leverage. Like, and I'm not disrespecting his country strength because he is one of the strongest people I've ever encountered. But you're talking about 6'10", or 6'9.5". I want to say 6'10". You're talking about having to get low. These guys are running full speed at 5'10" to 6'3", and they're dense, like Shep says, and they're bringing that because you can't get low enough. Now, Ndamukong Suh,
that's a good one.
That's a great
nasty.
one.
Yeah, that would be nasty, and he would welcome.
Oh, hold on! If you're gonna go that route, how do we forget him? He just retired. The beast of the last 10 years in the NFL.
Who, Donald?
Oh, Aaron Donald.
That's who I was. That was my guy.
That's your guy.
Yeah.
We'll give him to you because I
You know
said
what?
first.
Let's ring that bell. You're probably right about that because he would pick up speed.
100%.
I would not want to face that dude at all.
Aaron, or no one said the guy that plays down the street at Ford Field.
Hey, I know he's gonna say
right tackle.
Yeah.
Hey,
he was in my mind too.
Penny.
I think that for some reason my mind goes to the defensive side
because they're more athletic. And they move more. Like, I don't want to say they're more athletic, but you can move some of the offensive linemen out of there. But they're smaller, they're faster. That's what their job is.
Got a little speed build up.
A lot of them started in different positions, and eventually they just got big enough to where they moved on the defensive line. But we saw Penei Sewell in terms of athleticism. You see him catch a pass with one hand, be able to move around a little bit. Like, there's some wiggle into Penei, so that'd be a good one.
Okay, if we just kept it to today's football, all right? We can't go back with Aaron Donald, even though I think that's a winner. That's a really good one. We can't go with Ndamukong Suh. That's a good one. Haloti Ngata, James Harrison. If we're going to take today's current players, can I use Vita Vea?
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
Yeah.
So that's the guy who comes to my mind. I would take Vita Vea.
Fair.
Okay.
What about Ricard? They get ran over. Talking about the fullback for the Baltimore Ravens.
I think he would welcome it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd take him over a guy like Vita Vea.
Yeah.
Vita Vea, he's an absolute at times he seems like an immovable object. At 6'4", 350 pounds.
Yeah.
How are you going to stop that? Right? That's a really tough one.
Yeah.
Now, originally, I also thought Micah Parsons. But you guys have seen the video of Micah Parsons against the sumo wrestler. Mm-hmm. He couldn't move him.
No.
The wrestler was actually laughing in his face, saying, "You know, what is this?
Those sumo
this is
guys
fun."
are different.
Those sumo guys are built really different.
Yeah.
True. No, I saw that video. They were in the locker room. I believe they were kind of like, hey, don't sleep though. Like Micah, he did a little something towards the end, but no, there's no moving them because their base and how they operate. Even the lowest tier sumo wrestler, even the lowest tier Yokozuna, as they're called. Yokozuna is when you actually win. Not just the WWF guy from back in the day, rest in peace, but the Yokozuna title is when you become a champion, when you become a grandmaster. Even the lowest guy on that Yokozuna pattern will mop the floor with you in terms of getting some space. You're not going to move them.
I saw a video of a kid. I believe they said he was 14 years old as a sumo, and he wasn't fully developed into his big sumo body. And he beat this guy who was so much bigger than him because of his leverage. His strength in his lower body was just incredible. So if I could take maybe a sumo, that wouldn't be a bad one because they'd be bouncing off them too.
Yeah.
Anyway, Vita Vea came to mind for me for sure. I thought you'd get a kick out of that because that is the new craze right now in Australia. I don't know if it's coming here anytime soon, but I'd maybe go watch it, but I sure wouldn't sign up for it.
Yep. Everything always comes here because we're a country that loves excitement. We're a country that is rooted in foolishness sometimes. I remember watching this. This is when I was doing a show. I was doing a radio show, okay? And it didn't last long. I literally did it for 2 days. I got the nod. They said, we want to go with you full time. I said, cool, signed up. And as I'm telling the story, you'll figure out what it was. It was 2 pros and a Joe, the whole 9 yards. I was filling in for Lindsey Hunter, who had just become the basketball coach out in Buffalo. And one of the jobs of us was, it's a 4-hour show. Like, I would never do a 4-hour show.
That's crazy.
It was crazy.
This stuff.
But
really tough.
One of the things that we did was, like, we take, random news articles or news stories around the country or around, and we would present the story. So the story that I got to present was when axe throwing first came about. And obviously axe throwing starts in Canada, and I'm watching this clip and I'm like, So you're gonna let people get drunk and then throw axes at people?
Exactly.
And so I'm like, this is crazy. So that was my story. I presented it, and everybody was talking about it. Lo and behold, like axe throwing was here legitimately 3, 4, 5 months later. It was here. So yes, I think this will come to the United States of just like slapping, like the slap.
Yes.
Like the
That's a big deal now, right?
It's here.
Oh, I know.
Power slap.
Power slapping.
This will be here at some point because you got a lot of idiots that want to do this stuff.
The only thing
Not me.
The only thing I would say to the axe throwing, the only reason I know this is because I saw a video on it earlier today. Johnny Carson had a guy on. It was black and white. It was back in the night. It was late '60s, and this guy was teaching him how to throw an axe. Or a hatchet, if you will, because that's really what you're throwing, right?
Right.
And they put the design of a guy up there on a wooden wall. The guy throws it, and he throws it right in the
groin.
Yeah, right in the groin. And that was it. I mean, the whole crowd started laughing, obviously, because the look that it had on television, and then the comment made by Johnny Carson. So I wonder exactly when that came to the United States.
He must not have liked that guy.
He must not have liked that guy. What we do like and what we don't like about the Lions right now. What makes you believe or not believe in the Lions of the remaining 7 games? Even Aiden Hutchinson has come out and said, look, we got to win the next 3 games. Why do you believe it? Why don't you believe it? We'll dive into that when we come back on the Braylon Edwards Show, presented by Smoothie King on a Friday when we come back after this from Les Stanford and Jack's Car Wash. We're also presented by Les Stanford because Les Stanford has exactly what you need if you're in the market for a new car. Now's a really good time to do it, quite honestly, because you got the new shipments coming in. They're trying to get rid of the 25s. Everybody is. But they've got great deals on the early arrivals of 26. Les Stanford Buick GMC has just that. Check it out. 2026 Hummer EV as low as $699 a month plus tax. The 2026 Silverado Crew Cab LT as low as $159 a month plus tax. Then you've got that 2025 Cadillac Optiq. It's only $449 a month plus tax. You're not going to find better deals than this, folks. Go to Les Stanford Buick GMC today. Check out their massive inventory and go to their website, lesstanford.com, for more.
Trying to hook you up with a car wash. I've been trying to do it for a while now, but you know what? Persistence is the key. Why don't we give you a free car wash? WSN is what you will text to 888-522-1729, and this will get you a free car wash at any of the 40-plus locations around the state. Free vacuums, free compressed air, free mat cleaning rooms, 8 interior changes in locations. They have all this, but this is if you tap into that unlimited Jack's car wash. $29.99 a month. It will get you a car wash whenever you want, whenever you see fit. You see the sun shining. It will look good to have a nice car wash on a Friday when the sun is shining. Don't forget the unlimited plan. Text WSN, do all the things, and let's get it going. Or you can just go to www.jackscarwash.com. See you at a location near you.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon. Braylon Edwards and Shaq Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
Why do we fight? We fight to protect the innocent, to hold the powerful accountable, to bring the oppressors to justice. Why do we fight? We fight to secure and preserve our civil liberties, to get each and every one of our clients the justice they deserve, and to make the lives of real people just like you whole again. ThenFights.com.
No one gives away more cash and prizes than Woodward Sports. You don't believe us? Here's our latest $10,000 winner.
You know, you guys posted, hey, if you guess all this stuff right, we'll give it's $10,000. I'm like, okay, well, why the hell not?
And the winning doesn't stop there. How about our Outkick Your Coverage winner?
I think you won. We got Tully, everybody. This guy's got a hot girl.
Bigger prizes, bigger giveaways, cash, merch, tickets, and more. All from the biggest sports network in Detroit. No one does it bigger and better than Woodward Sports. Make sure you're following, liking, subscribing on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube for your chances to share in the winning. From Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports. It's bear hunting season, and Dan Campbell is hungry for some kneecaps.
If you can just get a hold of them and you start dragging their ass out to the deep, dark abyss, you can drown them.
The Kings of the North are back for another year of the brand new Lions. Make sure you're locked in to Detroit's #1 sports network for all the news and info on your Detroit Lions.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Looking for your daily sports fix? Look no further. Join Braylon Edwards, the University of Michigan legend.
Lofting it right corner of the end zone for Braylon, up in the air. Touchdown, Michigan!
And Shep.
Do you believe this comeback?
Your favorite sports commentator as they tackle the hottest topics in the world of sports. Catch the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep, Monday through Friday from 2 to 4 p.m. on the Woodward Sports Network. Get ready to laugh, learn, and love sports like never before.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
To any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men and claim your throne for a king's treatment from one of our talented stylists. Open 7 days a week, walk in anytime. Just get to a Lady Jane's today and receive a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot lather neck shave, and a hot towel treatment. A haircut should not be a chore. It should be an experience. And that's exactly what Lady Jane's has to offer. Open 7 days a week, walk-ins are always welcome. There's always a location near you. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
Head to WoodwardSports.com and click on Shop. Get the latest in Detroit sports apparel and exclusive Woodward Sports gear. WoodwardSports.com can get the whole team outfitted. Love the Pistons, Red Wings, and Tigers? We got something for you, too. Shop online at WoodwardSports.com.
Sports fans, don't miss expert sports injury insights from Dr. Jeff Pierce, Michigan Sports and Spine. Catch Dr. Pierce every Tuesday on Big D Energy as well as Thursdays right here on the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep. He shares top-tier advice as well, top-tier advice to keep athletes in peak. And you got to put the emphasis on peak condition. Trust the guy that we trust, and that's Dr. Jeff Pierce. He's here to help you stay in the game and perform at your best. Learn more at MichiganSportsAndSpine.com or call 248-426-9944.
Buddies is really ready to help you with a Christmas gift. The gift of free pizza. Receive a free 4-square one-topping pizza voucher with every $50 gift card purchase now through the end of 2025. They also have a reservation center for you that if you want to host a party or if you want to cater a party. So if you want to dine in there, it's $15 a person. If you want to cater it, you can save 20% on any order that is $200 or more by using the promo code HOLIDAY20. The promo code is HOLIDAY20. So to check out their catering menu or to check out where there's a near Buddies to you, and they've got 22 locations throughout the state. Go to buddiespizza.com, and for catering, it's buddiespizza.com/catering today.
And we back.
Just a quick thought. Yep. So we're going to keep it with football, but I watch, just like you guys do, we watch sports every night, right? We watch the NBA. You see how good Jokic is. We know how good Cade Cunningham is. We know how good Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is. Segun is really starting to develop into a hell of a player in Houston. He and Jokic are the only ones averaging better than 20, 11, and 7 right now. Both of them, as we all know, are foreign players. So I try to self-evaluate. I like Cade Cunningham a lot because he's an American player, all right? And I know there's a lot of them out there, but there's a lot of some of the best players in the world right now. Some of the best players in the NBA are foreign players.
Yeah.
Luka Doncic, foreign player. Giannis Antetokounmpo, foreign player.
You can just start saying all the MVPs.
Yeah, I was about to say all the MVPs.
There hasn't been an
lately,
American
just
MVP in a very long time. Like that lets you know.
Yeah.
Like, MVPs last eight years.
I think so.
I'm just wondering if I'm the only one admitting this and thinking about it.
Oh, that you cheer for the American players?
Well, not that I cheer. I have no problem. People can take their shots at me all they want. I'm going to cheer for American players. I don't give a crap who it is, right? That's what I want. But maybe I shouldn't be thinking that way in the NBA in general. But it's another reason why I'm like, come on, Cade, I want you to be. It's not just the Pistons angle for me. It's the United States angle for me as well.
Also, too, I think I like the K angle as it relates to that. Look, I agree. Like, you can say what you want to about me. I want the trophy to come back to America. It is what it is. Like, I hate when Toronto or Winnipeg, any of these cities, I hate when they're in contention because it's like, no.
Yeah.
When the Toronto Raptors won, I was like, now we have to send a trophy north of, the border.
Sure.
So I'm 100%
Through our
with
state.
you. I'm 100%. It's like, man, it's real. Like, hey, look, this is the country that I live in. This is the country I was born in. This is the country every 4 years I get super excited. Because I know what I'm cheering for. I'm representing that red, white, or I'm cheering for the red, white, and blue as it's represented. Watching Steph Curry and what he did to the France team, to the French team in the Olympics, like that was a marvel. And I marveled at it not just because it was Steph Curry, because it was an American kicking ass of the rest of the world. With Cade Cunningham, he exudes potentially what that trophy can represent.
Yeah.
Like Jason Tatum, like, is he even the best player on this team? His demeanor, it bothers me. It's you name is Anthony Edwards. I love last name. I love what he is. I love what Anthony Edwards is as a player, but I'm like, Anthony Edwards, he got a lot of other BS going on. Like, Cade's the guy that I believe when he ascends to that point and he's in that potential, I believe the crown fits his head well. I believe he will represent what the MVP and like the NBA looks like. And oh, by the way, no. You don't have to go to France. You don't have to go to Greece. You don't have to go to Canada. You don't have to go to Serbia. You don't have to go to these players to get the best player in the world. You can go right here in Detroit. So like I think that part is what I agree with you on.
I'm going to get corny here, all right? And that's fine. People in the chat can say all they want about that. The last American-born MVP, I think, was James Harden, right? I believe that was it.
What was it, 18? 17?
Yeah, something like that.
Jeez.
Yeah, I believe so. I mean, Kool-Aid can check us on that.
It might be
I'm gonna say something really corny, but it's okay. The other thing I like most about Cade Cunningham, obviously his game speaks for itself. I love the way he handles himself. Okay? Now, I get caught up in that, and a lot of people roll their eyes, and that's fine, but it means something to me when a guy can go out there and be self-deprecating. When a guy comes out there and thinks team first. When a guy is taking his teammates and helping coach them on the bench, even though he's not playing. When that guy is totally engaged. When that guy likes and loves our city. When that guy represents the city, the franchise, and his last name the same way. That's what I like about him. In addition to the way he shoots, the way he passes, the way he gets everybody involved, and the way he glides up and down the floor. Now, would I like him to shoot better from the floor? Yes, absolutely. But so many of those little things that make me proud that he's a Piston come out and want me to root for him even more to be an MVP candidate.
Yeah, no, true. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, there's nothing wrong with wanting the trophy to represent all the things. And when you say MVP, you're not just saying the best shooter. When you say MVP, you're not talking about the best athlete or the best slasher or who looks the best doing it or who's averaging the most points. You're talking about somebody that represents the trophy in all ways. Is he a leader? Does he command respect from his teammates? Is he leading them to places where they have opportunities to play for the Larry O'Brien? Like, this is what you want. Are they winning the Larry O'Brien? Shai Gilgeous did it last year, and kudos to him. And Jokic did it the year he won, so kudos to them. But that's what the MVP trophy in all of that's what it represents. Like, when we bring up MVPs from the past, there's a certain respect when you mention a Magic Johnson, when you mention a Larry Bird, when you mention a Michael Jordan, when you mention insert player here, that's one that it comes with a level
Duncan,
of Tim Duncan.
Although he's from the Bahamas, but what's okay? That's okay.
You know, Shaq. When Shaq was in his peak of winning that, like, that was the best version of Shaq. that according to Kobe. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
like that's what you wanted to look like.
Kobe's a good example. Yeah.
Kobe's a great example. Should have got more, but we understand what happened there.
Love Kobe Bryant. I really did. I mean,
Stay out of Denver.
I loved him. Yeah, well, that's true. Top 7 scorers. Not that this always determines the MVP, but it's a big part of it. Top 7 scorers. 5 of them are foreign-born players.
Yeah.
Just FYI. Okay. The only 2 who are not are Tyrese Maxey and Donovan Mitchell.
Foreign players have a little bit of the advantage, man, in terms of, like, we've had this conversation, the foreign game versus the American game. Like, they got a little bit of an advantage in the sense that they grow up a lot faster over there. Like, it's all about that sport, especially basketball. Like, they play the game of basketball. They're focused in on the things around the game. And also, they're playing at the pro level. 13, 14, 15, 16 years old.
Yeah, that's
so
the
by the
difference.
time they get here, like Wembanyama, when he got here and he got drafted, he was a grown man.
Yeah,
as it relates to his conversation, as it relates to what he looked like on the court, where his mind was and things that he
How
talked
he sees
about.
the game, yeah, for
Like,
sure.
They're much more mature because they start earlier. I think the first time I really realized it was when you see that Ricky Rubio, this is when he came out,
Yep.
we realized Rubio was playing against these guys at 13 years old.
Right.
So by the time they get here, like American guys, it's not necessarily that case. They're
No.
kids until 24,
Yeah.
23. Like they're kids on God-given ability and some skills that everybody's doing the same doggone skills.
Do
and
we need to
eventually they
change
grow
that,
into-
do you think? Should we change that if you're looking at a basketball standpoint? Because we do it that way in hockey.
Yeah.
You've got 18-year-olds playing against 23-year-olds in certain places in hockey, okay? And actually, you saw him last night, Matthew Schaefer. He might be the best defenseman in the Eastern Conference. Really good. He's only 18. He's legitimately 18 years old, and he's one of the best defensemen in the National Hockey League right now. Yeah. He was the first overall pick, and boom, he goes right to the NHL. That's not that's not common, but still, they do have that in hockey. Do we change that in basketball as well? You couldn't do that in football.
Right.
18-year-olds can't go up against the men that play in the National Football League. They can't. 18-year-olds can do that in baseball to a certain extent. I know this a long time ago. Al Kaline did it. He went from high school to the major leagues. And I know, again, a long time ago, might be a little different now. Do you think they should be doing that in basketball? So, I mean, there are some guys who are really young.
And to compete with that, I don't know, because I don't know what that looks like. I don't know what that stops you from doing. I don't know what that level looks like in America. Like, I don't know if, these pros over here, like, I don't know what the angst would be. Like, I don't know what the temperament would be. I don't know if it's like, this is supposed to be the next such and such. I don't know if it's extra elbows. I don't know if it's trying to. You get what I'm saying. I remember
absolutely. Cooper Flagg's 19.
Yeah.
So, but he grew up playing against.
True. He's
point,
a big dude.
He grew up playing against teenagers.
Yeah. True. 100%. Until his senior year, not senior year, his freshman year at Duke, when he was in the summer going against the USA team, and you saw the growth and the things that he could be able to do. I remember, speaking of Adu, I remember when Freddie Adu, soccer player. Yeah. I remember when he went pro with the
12. Was it 12?
14.
14?
13 or 14. It was the DC United, whatever they were.
Yeah.
He went with them, and man, those professional MLS players, they beat the hell out of him. And it derailed his career, and then he had to come back later, and he was never the same player that they said he would be because they started him too early. But that's that American. Like they want to let Freddie Duke come over here and just whoop 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 whoop, be a wizard on the pitch, as they call it. They put those elbows, those knees, all the other stuff to tripping, and they really let them know that look, this is a man's game. That would be the question: is what would that temperament be in America for those kids?
Yeah, that's a good question. Just something I was thinking about regarding basketball. Let me shift it back to football. The Lions playing, of course, this weekend against the Giants. It's going to be a tough stretch, man. They got 3 games in 12 days because you've got the Giants, then you got Thanksgiving Day against Green Bay, and then the following week it's another Thursday game against Dallas.
Yeah.
All right? That is a really difficult thing to do, okay? Eric Spoelstra of the Miami Heat is out there complaining about back-to-backs. Stop whining about it, okay? You got 12 back-to-backs. Hockey does it. Baseball does it a hell of a lot more than basketball does. And the Lions got to do this in a 12-day stretch, 3 games. That is punishing. It's incredible what they have to deal with. I believe this team, in its final 7 games, what they're going to do, 6-1, 7-0, I'm not quite sure. But I believe in them because of what they've built, because of what they've shown me, because of the players they're getting back, and because I truly believe the leadership of this team, not just the coaches.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the players themselves. I don't think Aiden Hutchinson, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jack Campbell, Penei Sewell will allow this stuff to continue. I think they're going to be difference makers and force everybody up to step forward. What is it about this team you either believe or don't believe in the final 7 games?
What I believe about this team is that all these guys that you just named, they were all here in the beginning of this rebuild. Like the majority of those guys, they were here in 2021 when the Lions were nothing, and they were coming off Quinn Tricia, and it was like, oh, God, here we go, another regime. In fact, didn't they hire the head coach before they hired the GM? Oh, this is going to be a bleep show. Oh, he's talking about biting kneecaps and doing all that. Yeah. And then they start 0-11, and they had to go through that. They went to the next year, 2022, and where you get on the road after going 0-6, and then 12-5, then 15-2. So the foundation of what this team has come through when they drafted Penei, when they drafted Aiden, they've drafted Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jameer, all these pillars that they have are damn good players, and some of them all-pro players. Jack Campbell this year will be an all-pro player. So the fact that you have that as your foundation that's still here, those guys understand what it looked like on the other side, and those guys understand what it looks like now. So to your point, they can self-police in that manner. Yeah, I get it. Self-police after losing these games, it happens. They played some good teams, they played some bad moments, and they've shown some bad moments, but they've still shown you at times what this team is. Look at what that defense did. Mm-hmm. Look at how that defensive line is building. Mm-hmm. Look at what Jack Campbell is building on that on the second level, if you will. Safeties, that Jameer Gibbs, Brian Branch is still there. I think you have enough of your foundation that you have built over the last 4 years. That doesn't go anywhere. That doesn't just disappear overnight. I think between Dan Campbell being able to look, he looks a little shaken right now when it happens. Like I've seen Andy Reid shaking at the podium. Have you looked at Andy Reid right now?
Yeah.
He's a 3-time Super Bowl champ, and he looks disheveled at the microphone.
Considered one of the best coaches in the history of the league.
So with that being said, you go through these ebbs and flows sometimes, and sometimes they are ugly. But I think when you have that many good players, when you have that many players that are in the tops in the league at their position, but the mindset, these guys have been here for 4 and 5 years, building this thing out the right way. They didn't build it and come this far to just, oh, you know what, Chicago's doing pretty good. Yeah, sure. You know what, Green Bay, they got us in game 1. Oh, man, we got to play the Dallas Cowboys. Yeah, season's over. That's not what they're going to do. That's us. That's the fan base talking about that. I think there is some resolve to this squad, and we've watched them. How many times have we talked identity? How many times we talk culture? How many times we talk what they're doing, never losing back-to-back and things like that? I don't care about the back-to-back. I care about the ideology that we will not lose back-to-back games. Now, that's something. Like, not necessarily, oh, you didn't lose back-to-back because you played. No. It's how you approach that. So when I look at that, and I look at how that defensive line is playing, I look at them getting some players back. Sure, lost Sam Laporta. That's a punch. That's a blow. Next man up, and you still have guys on this team that are elite, not good, not guys that make the Pro Bowl, not guys that are pretty good, and you got guys that are elite. Dare I say, best at their position. So knowing that, and knowing that those guys have been here together in the trenches, talking about what they want to do. You mean how many conversations they had about when we win the Super Bowl? How many conversations they had when we get to that dance? Like, it's going to feel so good, all the work that we've put in, all the moments that we've been in. I think knowing that, you can't help but understand that this Detroit Lions team will rebound. You can't help but believe that this Detroit Lions team is going to figure it out, especially just start with your division. Let's not get away from the division. Let's not worry about the NFC. Let's not worry about the Super Bowl and what happens down the line. Worry about your division. Chicago Bears, are they beatable? They're beyond beatable, and look what their schedule is. The Green Bay Packers, that offense is abysmal, like I said yesterday. Defense is fine. And then the Minnesota Vikings, not worry about them. Yeah, they beat you. They caught you slipping. It is what it is. It happens to the best of them, 100%. But just look at the division. Tell me the Lions aren't going to win this division.
Yeah.
So I start with the ideology, the foundation. Dan Campbell helped building that up. These guys talking about these moments for 4 or 5 years and knowing that they're still the best team in their division.
Yeah, do we think the Lions are unique to anybody else?
Clip that.
Do you not think that the Denver is a team that has some concerns?
Yeah.
Do you not think that
on that offense. Like, they're an offense that does not get rolling into the fourth quarter.
And they would be the 1 seed of the AFC right now. You don't think Philadelphia, you mentioned it yesterday, you don't think Philadelphia's got concerns about their offense? They should be concerned about their offense. You think Tampa's concerned about their defense? Without question they are. Maybe LA feels pretty damn good, but there's probably somebody that's going, I just hope Matthew Stafford's back is okay and well enough to get us through the season, right? 7 games left. How many do they win?
How many? Okay, you asked me. I think they win Sunday. It's 1. I believe they win Thanksgiving. It's 2.
Okay. You don't like the Dallas matchup?
I think they win 5.
5.
5 is my answer.
Okay. So that'd be 11 wins, 1 shy of what you predicted. Yeah. Okay. So 5-2 the rest of the way.
5-2 the rest of the way.
Kool-Aid, rest of the way, 7 games left. What do you got?
I think that's about fair. Wind up with 5. Going to the postseason with 11 wins.
Follow the leader. All right.
Yeah, I agree. 5.
You got 5?
Yeah.
All right. I've got 6. 6. I think the LA game is tough, and I think it doesn't have anything to do with Stafford, quite honestly, because I like the way Detroit's defense is playing. I think the LA defense is pretty underrated, to be honest with you. I think they've got some absolute ballers on that side of the ball. I think we are caught up because of how good Puka Nacua is, how reliable Devontae Adams is, how they've got a 1-2 running back punch, and how they've got arguably the best quarterback in the league right now in Matthew Stafford, and we're forgetting just how talented those guys are on the defensive side of the ball. I think they are the most balanced team left in the National Football League.
Yeah.
I like Denver's defense more, but I can't stand Denver's offense, and I'm talking about balance here. I do believe the Rams might be the closest thing to what the Lions were during the regular season a year ago. Good balance on each side of the ball, although Detroit did lose Aiden Hutchinson, as we know. So I've got them winning 6 more games. I think they win the division. I don't care as much about home field as I originally thought. I just don't want to go to Philadelphia in the middle of January. That's the concern.
Yeah.
Okay? And I know there's some people in the chat already talking about Jared Goff and cold weather and so on and so forth. Granted, the numbers are not great. I don't know.
But where would Jared have, and that's the question, where would Jared Goff have to go in the cold with the exception of the last game of the season against the Bears?
Chicago, yeah, no place
It
else.
really was just only Philly.
Six of the last 7 games are all indoors.
Tampa's warm. Let's talk about the playoffs.
Playoffs.
Tampa's warm. Seattle will be fine. The Rams.
Seattle gets, you know this better than I do.
Yeah.
Seattle gets windy in January, though.
Yeah, but it's not cold. Like it's not cold to the point where it's uncomfortable. I think the thing with Jared Goff, it's the uncomfortability of the cold mixed in with all the other elements. It's the cold though. Yeah. It's the cold and the wind. You go to Seattle in January, guarantee the weather's gonna be 55, light drizzle, a little bit of wind. Like he'll be fine in that. Everywhere, every team that's gonna qualify for these playoffs, I mean, I don't think Green Bay's getting in. Chicago's not getting in. Everywhere that you would Chicago may. Everywhere that you're going is gonna be fine conditions, with the exception of Philly.
Yeah.
And if that happens,
and Philly brings that defense to it. So it's different when you matching that up and you pairing that cold up with that, because we've seen Jared Goff play decent outdoors, but against Philly,
played great in Baltimore.
Just discombobulated him.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah, I think you're right. The wind's a major factor, but the wind is a major factor for any quarterback.
Jalen Hurts hasn't played well, with the exception of the one game he went ham and cheese and got A.J. Brown involved. But outside of that one game, he hasn't played well. But look at what he did in that game. He was horrid in that game. And I don't like Jalen Hurts as a quarterback per se, but I know he's better than that game.
Yeah.
Like I don't like.
Same here.
Yeah, I think Jared Goff's a lot better than what he showed in that game. That win, those conditions, and that defense, it makes for a cocktail you don't want.
Yeah, I think what's happened this week is we've made it seem like this is who Jared Goff is, when Jared Goff in his tenure in Detroit has proven to us this is an aberration, what we saw in Philadelphia. So I'm not as worried about that. The legitimate concerns for their interior offensive line are there, real, and shared by me as well. But if they can find a way to help those guys, a chip block here from David Montgomery, a help block there from Brock Wright, then maybe you've got some things working.
Yeah.
This is where the offensive minds of the Lions coaching staff will be tested most.
This is also good. It's good when you have situations like this and you're going into games like the Giants. It's kind of like when the Lions lost to the Vikings and you have a game like the Washington Commanders to kind of try to figure it out. What's the offense? Where do we need to be better at? for the Lions right now, now they know they don't have Sam Laporta. They know that they have to get creative moving forward for the last 7 games of the season. Like, this is a great enough time as any to put it on display and see how are we going to make some things happen moving down this stretch, that we don't have Sam Laporta, that we have some deficiencies at the offensive line. What are they going to get creative? It's going to be interesting to see what Dan and that offense does, because this game is pretty much the first step in terms of the rest of the season. This step gets you to the Green Bay Packers game for Thanksgiving, which I believe we're going to win. That game, it gets you to the Dallas Cowboy game where, all right, Dallas, their season's over. They're not making the playoffs, but they believe in what they're going to do next year. So what the Dallas Cowboys are trying to do is they're trying to see how good they can be on offense and on defense to get ready for what next season is going to be. So they're bringing everything.
This is the hard thing about football, man. I mean, we said this during the week after the blowout win in Washington. The Minnesota loss sticks with everybody. That's the one where you saw, oh my gosh, my team's got a weakness. And the Washington victory didn't help you because you knew what they were without. And then the loss from Minnesota was a leapfrog over Washington and a carryover into Philadelphia, solidifying what your deep concerns was against the Vikings. And now it's panic mode for a lot of people. Brendan did the Caesar Sportsbook read earlier. Do you believe that Vegas has got a pretty good idea of what's going on in sports?
100%.
Okay. If I said to you, who has the best odds at winning the NFC North, who do you think it is?
The Lions.
It is the Lions. They're a plus 120. Green Bay's a plus 130. The Bears are a plus 375, and the Vikings are a plus 8,000, almost to 9. If I said to you, Vegas has the Lions as the third best to win the NFC, do you understand that? That's behind Philly and L.A.
Yeah.
Okay.
100%. Because when we did the top 10 yesterday teams, I only had what, 2 teams. I had the Rams in front of them. I had the Eagles in front
Correct.
of them. And the Seahawks.
Correct.
I believe in my team,
I had
but
3
that's
teams.
fair.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying Lions will lose to the Seahawks.
No, I know you're not.
So that's it.
You're basing it off what you just saw this week, and it makes a lot of sense. Listen, Kool-Aid, I'm with you. I believe in it too, just like you believed in the Pistons before the season. So, but at some point, in order for us to believe, they've got to show you that they're worth believing in. Okay? They have done that sporadically so far this year. I think it's really important we live by this man's motto, and that is, who have you beaten and who have you lost to? Now, that changes.
Yeah.
Because if you beat the Bears tomorrow, it looks better than beating the Bears in week 2.
Yeah.
So I get that it changes, but we're all looking for some type of conviction to make us believe. And the Lions, I don't know if they can do it against the Giants. I guarantee you they can do it against the Packers on Thanksgiving Day.
They can do it against the Giants. You're absolutely right about that. They can do it against the Giants in the sense that for whatever their defense doesn't do well consistently, or they don't play all the time, or you got some guys being individuals or doing that in the third. When you play against the Giants this coming Sunday down the street at Ford Field, those guys know who they're playing against. Kayvon Thibodeau understands what's on the line for his personal brand. Let's just go individuals. Like Brian Burns, Dexter Lawrence, like all those individuals understand what a good game against the Detroit Lions, where everybody is watching, and what they've become over the last 4 years. They're bringing their A game. Like, this won't be I overslept for a meeting. This won't be we're just down.
An excuse-making game.
It won't be that. Yeah. They're going to give them everything, because the Lions still garner that respect. Regardless of them being 6-4 and maybe taking the dip to what we believe they were going to be, they still garner that respect. You better give us your A game. I mean, hell, Marcus Mariota scored 22 points. Like that lets you know it means something a little bit more to these teams. So it will be a good barometer on offense, I think, Shep. If you go out there, you don't have to dominate the line of scrimmage against this good defensive line. You have to control the line of scrimmage. You have to stand up at the line of scrimmage. You have to give Jared Goff some time, because as much as we talk about him not being able to throw outside, him having small hands and all the other things. Look, he missed a lot of throws out there. He missed some throws out there. He stood in the pocket a little bit too long. Some of this onus was on him. But y'all didn't get a man time to block, just like last night. There's not too much Josh Allen can do. Some of that was on him.
Yep.
8 sacks. Like, what do you want? What do you want Josh Allen to do? What did you want Jared Goff to do when he absolutely has no time? You got to correct that. If we can see him get some time, and then we can see Jared take that time and now make some plays, get the ball, and we understand there's no Sam Laporta, and it looked like something, then you can take, okay, all right, I like what I saw. I like what I saw in this game. So you can take something out of this game.
You know what fans are like, though. It can be very fickle.
True.
So this game is an expected win. They're favored, right? They're favored in the next 3.
Yeah.
So this is an expected win. And you know what the theme will be. It will be very similar to that of the Washington Commanders game without Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
You're playing a rookie quarterback. Their head coach was fired, and Mike Kefka is now their head coach. There's no Malik Neighbors, and Cam Scadaboo is closer to getting in the WWE ring than he is back on the football field. And that's what's going to happen.
And with that said, if the final score of this game is 10-7 versus the final score of this game is 24-10, it's different.
Yeah.
Like, it's absolutely different. Because 10-7, I don't care. 10-7 means they didn't score that many points.
Right.
I don't care what the defense did. You scored 10 points. Like, how the hell weren't you able to get up more points?
Yeah.
That means that means Jared didn't have enough time. That means the run game didn't get established. That means you couldn't get in sync with Amon-Ra St. Brown again. That means you missed Sam Laporta more than we thought you would miss Sam Laporta. You can tell a lot by this game.
For sure. Look, Philadelphia had the same complaints when they beat Green Bay only 10-7. So they were right. So those people were frustrated at that as well. When we come back, this is a really cool moment that took place, I believe, yesterday with a Heisman Trophy hopeful. And I love the football IQ that this young man's talking about. He talks about it an awful lot, Braylon Edwards does, and I want his thoughts on it, and maybe you in the chat as well. Smash that like button. Join us in the chat anytime you can. This is the Braylon Edwards Show on a Friday. We'll be right back.
Steak and Lobster is officially off the menu at Black Rock Bar and Grill this coming Sunday, so you don't want to miss out on an opportunity between now and then to get this 755-degree volcanic rock. That's how they're going to get your steak to the perfection that you would like it. Don't sleep on that surf, because the surf and turf is a hell of a combo. Now, while you're there, check out the new menu that just dropped. Don't forget to book your holiday parties. The holidays are pretty much here. Thanksgiving is a week from yesterday. Christmas on the horizon. Make sure you book your parties, whether small or big. The parties still rock at Big Rock. Also, the heavyweights. That's right, Spencer and Easy. They're headed to Ann Arbor for round 2 of their Black Rock food reviews on Friday, November 28th. Next Friday, the day before the Michigan-Ohio State game, so you don't want to miss that. And then once again, the Lions wins, you win. Detroit Lions win, you get a free advertising. So pull up on Black Rock. Like Shep always says, there's a ton around the state. You just got to pull up on one of them.
You know, there's a ton of Lady Janes around the state, too, and they're adding people here. It is packed in here. Every guy walking through there cannot wait to get in the chair and start a conversation with one of the lovely young ladies and get his hair cut and ready for a big weekend. It's clean. It is in order, and they get you in and out as quickly as possible. Really fun atmosphere in Lady Jane's. You'll like it. It's inexpensive, it's understanding, and it makes you handsome and clean. What more could you ask for? Lady Jane's open 10 till 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Hunting season is almost here, Detroit, and your Lions are on the prowl. Make sure you're locked into Woodward Sports for all the Dan Campbell reactions, Jared Goff touchdowns, Amon-Ra first downs, Penny pancakes, Kirby picks, Gibbs big plays, and of course, Jack Fox's leg. Stay locked in on all your Lions coverage right here on Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports. Every Sunday, there's only one place to get all your kneecapping, hard-hitting Detroit Lions coverage. Start your Sunday with the Lions Weekly Report with Broder and Terry Foster. Then, the Lions pregame show with Neil Rule and Sean Baligian. At kickoff, keep it locked in for all the emotions of the game with a live watch party with the heavyweights. Then, recap the game with the Lions postgame show with Anson. Game days, there's no other place to be than Woodward Sports. Live all game day. Go Lions! The Super Bowl parade in Detroit will be one for the record books. Detroit just does it different. Woodward Sports, your official Super Bowl or bust Lions network. Head to woodwardsports.com and click on Shop. Get the latest in Detroit sports apparel and exclusive Woodward Sports gear. Woodwardsports.com can get the whole team outfitted. Love the Pistons, Red Wings, and Tigers? We got something for you, too. Shop online at woodwardsports.com. Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon. Braylon Edwards and Shaq Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
Planet Fitness now has even more best-in-class strength equipment. Join today for $1 down and save.
We're stepping it up.
We're not slowing down.
Finding new faith, new focus.
Love that new equipment smell.
So, you in?
Join the club today. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
Why do we fight? We fight to protect the innocent, to hold the powerful accountable, to bring the oppressors to justice. Why do we fight? We fight to secure and preserve our civil liberties, to get each and every one of our clients the justice they deserve, and to make the lives of real people just like you whole again. ThenFights.com.
Looking to upgrade your relaxation game? Check out Massage Chair House in Bloomfield Hills, Michigan, the largest massage chair showroom in the Midwest. With the top brands for massage chairs like Ofinity and Osaki, located near the corner of Woodward and Long Lake Road. Experience luxury comfort with Dr. Eric Duncan, the Wellness Doc, creator of the top YouTube massage chair review channel. Book a visit at www.massagechairhouse.com or scan the QR code. Massage Chair House, your ticket to ultimate recovery and relaxation.
We back.
And we're back.
We are back. All right. What about the breaking news, Kool-Aid?
Breaking news. Here you go. Jackson Dart is not going to start this week. So that's Jameis Winston starting his second consecutive game for the Giants against the Lions this time. And it's interesting because Dart, he has a unique skill set. Against the Bears, he completed 19 to 29 passes for 242 yards. And he rushed for 66 yards and 2 touchdowns. So, it's going to be interesting to see if the Lions are actually dodging something here or not, because I know Bray has an interesting take on this one as well.
Remember, Jackson Dart still in concussion protocol.
Yep.
Jameis Winston last week, 19 to 29, 200 yards, and 1 pick. What do you think about that?
You're going to throw your pick. It just comes with the territory with Jameson Winston. But I don't know. I think I might rather play Jackson Dart in a game like this. I think Jackson Dart, no Cam Scatterbill, he's still trying to figure out this offense with no Malik Neighbors and no ascending wide receiver, if you will. Still haven't necessarily put a mark on who's the next running back. I know Tracy has done some things here and there, but like Jackson Dart, young guy, I would rather have seen him with the ruckus, the noise, and all that's going to bring in a season that's pretty much over. I think you rattle him a couple times early in the game, and you can get that game to go in your favor. Jameis Winston, you just never know what you're going to get for him. Like, he's a guy, he's experienced, he's a vet. He will throw one of the prettiest passes you ever seen in your life, followed by an interception on the 1 yard line in the red zone. You just never know. Like Forrest Gump said, Forrest Gump.
He's also the most entertaining, mic'd up player in the National Football League.
But he can play.
Yeah, I know.
There's a reason why he went 1 overall. There's a reason why he won the Heisman, won the national championship, went undefeated, all the things. He shows you glimpses and moments of that every year.
Yeah.
And I don't want this to be a situation
good point.
where he shows you one of those things. I'm not scared of Jameis Winston, but I think that in a situation like this, he's better suited for the Giants than Jackson Dart.
That's interesting. I would have thought just the opposite, just because of the escapability and runability of Jackson Dart. I noticed something, and I meant to ask you this.
Lamar Jackson tried that on us.
No, that's true. Thank you, Jack Campbell. Patrick Mahomes did too. I meant to ask you this. When we're talking about the Lions' remainder of their schedule, the common theme is, hey, in the last 7 games, 6 times they're going to be playing indoors, okay, which is convenient for Detroit, and that's great news, including the next 3. Yep. Here's the thing that a lot of people haven't brought up, so I want your thoughts on this. Who's the next mobile, quote-unquote, or running quarterback they play?
Caleb?
Right. That's the last week of the season. Yeah. Week 17 is the next time they get a look. They can move, right? There's a difference between a running quarterback and a mobile quarterback.
100%.
These guys are mobile, but you get in order. You get Jameis Winston now. Mm-hmm. You get Jordan Love. Mm-hmm. You get Dak Prescott. You get Matthew Stafford. You get Aaron Rodgers. You get, in all likelihood, right. Despite the wrist, he's not having surgery or anything, but, I mean, if it's Mason Rudolph, who cares? You get 9, and you get Caleb Williams.
Jordan Love is deceptive. I'm not telling you to worry about Jordan. Jordan Love is deceptive. Like, you'll look up and
he'll get you a first down on the ground.
You'll look up and he'll have like a random 23 yards rushing on a game. But to your point, no, there are no run factor quarterbacks that you're looking at the scouting report like, hey, look, we got to be careful on certain. It's not the case until you get to Caleb.
Yeah, so beneficial, you would think.
100%.
I saw something that
they shut down Jalen Hurts too. That was another one, another running quarterback.
They did. You're right. Yeah. You and I both have said this. We have no problem with the defense.
No.
I think the defense has been pretty good. I give Kelvin Shepard a slew of credit because not like coaches are supposed to bitch and moan about who they don't have. It doesn't do any good because people don't want to hear it. What he's been able to do with so many backups. Secondary is one thing. Remember, he did it in the offensive or defensive line too, because there was no Aleem McNeil. There was no Marcus Davenport. Okay, here come the arrows. Boom, 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 whatever. He's been able to do that with Lopez, who's had a career year, Reeder, a rookie in Williams who's been up and down. And since Aleem McNeil came back, the first game he was really good. Have you noticed him since? And I think about this all the time because Braylon tells me, I want to see more from Aiden Hutchinson. And I get it. The numbers, the pressures are real, but he wants you to get home. Where's Aleem McNeil been? Where's Tyleik Williams been?
Yeah.
I've noticed Lopez. I've
now,
noticed Reeder. I haven't noticed those other 2 guys. I'm not saying you give up on them or that they're not good players. I'm just saying we haven't noticed them as much as I thought we would. That's all.
Yeah.
Okay? I saw something that made me think a lot about Braylon when we talk about the idiosyncrasies of football that I think are spectacular and we don't always are privy to. But Fernando Mendoza is a Heisman hopeful at IU. He's a quarterback who is second in the country in touchdowns. He's big. He's got a decent arm, from what I can tell. He can make all the throws. He leads comebacks. He's a winner.
Yeah.
He's smart. All the stuff. Listen to his interview on a podcast with FS1, including Urban Meyer, explain that final touchdown against Penn State in the back of the end zone where Amari Cooper Jr. made one of the greatest catches you'll see at the collegiate level. Listen to the detail and what he's thinking about. I can't wait to get Braylon's thoughts on this. Go ahead.
They play kind of like their 2 joker structure where it's a little similar, and they have this middle safety who is really reading off the quarterback's eyes and really playing off that speed. And so we had speed of the field there. We had number 3, Omar Cooper Jr., who made the fantastic catch. Yeah. And so when I caught the ball, I looked over there and I saw his hips and eyes turn. So at that point, all I knew I needed to just beat that boundary curl defender and beat that boundary safety. And once I saw that safety go over the top to the outside receiver defending the whole shot, I just knew that I needed to put some arc and layer on it over that hook defender after that kind of like the hook curl defender in order to make that completion, because I knew the other guy, the Joker, had his hips to the speed.
I got Fernando, do you see Coach's face right now? Hold on, look at your face,
This is like the
Coach
best
Meyer.
shit I've ever heard.
This is what I'm saying.
This is
Fernando, look at his smile.
Now.
This is as intense and happy as he's been in years.
So it's Mark Ingram. Yeah. Obviously, it's the FS crew. And Urban Meyer is talking about that. I'm not a huge Urban Meyer fan. He was a hell of a college coach. You can't deny that. No, but you saw how excited he got when this guy's talking about various things that quarterbacks have to do. It's a great example of what you've reminded us on a regular basis about the game of football and how we just don't see everything. He's reading a cornerback's hips and then trying to judge the arc of a pass because of where that safety is located. It's more than just, hey, you know what? This is what they're playing. I'm going to throw it to this place, and my guy's going to go get it. This was very specific. I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, what this does, and I appreciate that he was able to get on this podcast and share this information, because what it does is it takes away he got lucky.
Yes.
Because how many people watched that play at the end and was like, yo, man, he just threw the ball up there and he was praying and he was hoping something happened, and his receiver bailed him out and made a hell of a catch. And that's not exactly what it was. The receiver made a hell of a play, but the quarterback knew exactly what he was going to do if this situation presented itself. He saw what he saw what he wanted, and he legitimately put the ball where he thought was the only possible spot. And it was. Because if that ball is a little bit higher, then that ball is out of the end zone. If that ball is a little bit lower, then it's getting knocked down. He put this ball in a wonderful spot, but you see Urban get excited. Urban hasn't had too many quarterbacks that know how to have this conversation, if we're being honest. A lot of his quarterbacks, his athletes, throw the ball, a little RPO. Yeah, he's only had a couple quarterbacks that could actually dial down a play like that, explain it, and actually put the ball in that spot. That's why he got excited.
What do you think the knock is on Fernando Mendoza?
Where did he play before here?
James, was it James Madison? Was he at James Madison?
I'm not sure.
No, it is James Madison, because that's all the guys that came over with 100%. I don't know. Do they look at Indiana as
California
Indiana
Golden Bears?
Cal? He was at Cal?
He was. That's right, because they had a quarterback before him that did the same thing.
Yeah. He's kind of dorky. That's the knock on it.
I think his name. He plays at Indiana.
I'll take the dorky factor.
He's just.
I know you will.
If that's the knock, I'll take that.
Care, right?
Well, if he's dorky, that means he's in that book.
Yeah,
that means he's in that film study. That means he's going to be able to get exactly out of this offense what it's supposed to get out of it. But I don't know. It's that 2025. It's NCAA today.
Yeah.
Like, am I buying Fernando Mendoza in the NFL? If I don't buy him, who else is there to buy?
I'm not buying any of these quarterbacks, to be honest with you. I'm dead honest. But I didn't believe in that lot last year either. And when I say buy in, I'm saying as in a first-round pick. We're going to do picks when we come back. You guys want to do picks? Because we got the mailbag coming up, too. Let's take a quick timeout. We'll do NFL picks, and we'll do the mailbag here on the Braylon Edwards Show right after this.
Innocent, to hold the powerful accountable, to bring the oppressors to justice. Why do we fight? We fight to secure and preserve our civil liberties, to get each and every one of our clients the justice they deserve, and to make the lives of real people just like you whole again. ThenFights.com.
Planet Fitness now has even more best-in-class strength equipment. Join today for $1 down and save.
We're stepping it up.
We're not slowing down.
Finding new faith, new focus.
Love that new equipment smell.
So, you in?
Join the club today. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
Game is won in the trenches, and our big fellas don't mess around. The Woodward Heavyweights on Woodward Sports.
All right, back with you on the Braylon Edwards Show. Sorry, I was talking about Genie Bus. Let's get to the, before we get to the mailbag, let's get to our picks, shall we? Be honest. Who'd you pick last night?
I told you you were going to lose.
I know you did.
Yeah.
That's why I'm asking
Texans.
Brendan and Kool-Aid. I picked Houston originally, and I changed it at the last minute, and I took Buffalo. So
I picked Houston as well.
Okay, good.
I picked Buffalo.
You picked Buffalo. All right.
Way to be honest.
All right.
Yeah.
No, I'm not talking about
I'm just kidding. All right, here we go. Ready?
That's low-hanging fruit.
Pittsburgh is at Chicago, Braylon.
Chicago.
Chicago.
These are not surprises. Every Friday we do picks. Go ahead.
Oh, it's Chicago. I just hate having
We
to
do
pick
this in my home. You know, we make our family picks. Every single pick. My wife always wants to go first because she doesn't want to be influenced, and then she takes 3 minutes to make the pick. Just make the pick, honey. It's okay.
It's just tough for me to say Chicago.
Okay. So you got Chicago. We all got Chicago, right? Brendan? Okay.
Yeah. It'll be Chicago. Aaron Rodgers probably won't play. He has a fracture in his left hand. He probably won't play. He's trying to play. Mason Rudolph becomes your quarterback. There's a whole thing right now in the Pittsburgh news, whatever their paper is called, about DK Metcalf being a waste of $33 million. Well, congratulations. We knew that going into it, but you didn't. So now you're going to have a quarterback that doesn't start, and he just got this article that we're wasting a $33 million receiver. Insert, they're going to force the ball to my fantasy receiver. I appreciate that. But Chicago's going to know what time it is.
It's not a good mix.
No,
I
it's
agree
not.
with that. All right, quickly. New England at Cincinnati, Kool-Aid.
New England.
Same?
Patriots.
Yep. I don't know how you...
Is Joe Cool playing?
They say he's getting closer. To me, it wouldn't matter.
New England.
Unless he can play defense. Okay. Everybody taking the Lions?
Yep.
I think that's a fair assumption. Okay. Everybody taking the Packers, hosting Minnesota?
Oh, man, that's a...
Are you serious?
The offense is bad. Like, Josh Jacobs is hurt. Like, banged up. Like, that's their next best player. He's banged up. They're keying and focusing in on that. Like,
I
that
agree.
defense of Brian Flores is
Okay.
still real enough.
Okay, go ahead.
Minnesota.
Okay.
I'm taking the Vikings that discombobulated the Lions.
Vikings.
Wow.
I'm taking Vikings as well.
You're taking holy crap. All right. Wow, was I dead wrong? I'm taking Green Bay. Seattle is at Tennessee, Brendan.
Oh.
Ooh, Seattle, yeah.
Seattle?
Yeah.
For sure. Okay. Indy is at Kansas City, Braylon.
This is interesting. This is truly the last game for the Kansas City Chiefs. If they lose this one, it is completely over.
Yep.
I think it may be over now, but last-ditch effort, Super Bowl Mahomes, the Colts. I think the Colts are going to put the hammer down. I think it's a blowout.
Wow. Okay.
I was about to say it's over.
Okay.
Yeah, Jonathan Taylor's going to go off.
Yeah, I got the Colts as well. Kansas City's
Unless
0-5 in
refs.
one-score games. Well, unless the refs. That's always the possibility.
So VC is over.
The Jets are at Baltimore, Kool-Aid.
Wow. I can't even give it to AG this week. I got to go with the Baltimore Ravens.
Baltimore.
I think it's the return of like the big Lamar Jackson stat line.
Okay.
100%. Yeah.
All right. Brendan, Cleveland's at Vegas in the Stink It Up Bowl.
Oh, Jesus. Browns.
Browns? Wow. I'm going to take Vegas.
Okay.
Not with Ashton Genty in the backfield.
Okay. You got Cleveland.
Who's Shador starting quarterback this week?
He is.
Sure, why not? Give me the Browns.
So three Browns, 1 Raiders. Jacksonville's at Arizona. I just do not buy Jacksonville at all. I'm taking the Cardinals. You?
Is Trey McBride still healthy? I saw some of him got nicked up. Give me the Jags. Why not?
Okay.
Give me the Jags.
Kool-Aid?
Jags.
Jags? Brendan? Jags. Okay. Philadelphia's at Dallas. Braylon?
Dallas.
Kool-Aid?
Philly.
I'm taking Philly. Atlanta's at New Orleans, Kool-Aid.
Sorry, whoever. No, let's just go New Orleans.
Okay. I'm taking Atlanta. Brendan?
I'll go Atlanta.
Okay.
Saints.
Give
me the Aints.
Brendan, Tampa is at Los Angeles, as in the Rams.
That's a tough one. I think the Rams will squeak it out.
I don't think it's tough. I think Matthew Stafford's going to throw for at least 4 touchdowns. I think they're going to run up and down on the field. Tampa can't stop anybody. I'm going to take the Rams.
Yeah, Rams.
Okay. Lastly, Monday Night Football. Carolina's at San Francisco. Carolina's been a really good story. San Francisco's getting healthy, as you've mentioned.
Yeah.
I love Robert Saleh, what he's done with the defense. I think San Francisco needs it. I'm going to take the Niners.
I'm going to take the Panthers.
Okay.
I'm going to take the Panthers.
Braylon gets that look in his face that you can tell. It's almost like, he got you the surprise Christmas gift that you didn't think he was getting you.
I just saw I saw a clip on social with Rico Dotto. Excuse me, say it right. Rico Dotto, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Uh-huh.
He legitimately was telling the coaches, telling the players, telling everybody. He said, hey, this player's going to work.
Run the
He
screen.
said, if we get the first down, and he kept pressing. He said, look, if we get the first down, call the screen. And finally, he was able to get my former assistant wide receiver's attention, and Dave Canellis got his attention. They run the play. He scores, and you can see him in the end zone like, let's go. I told you.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Like they're going the right direction.
Okay.
Like they got a couple. They're going the right direction. Give me the Panthers.
I saw some video, too, of the Eagles on their bench, especially Smith, going, Jared Goff don't like that cold. He don't like that cold. Okay, what do you got, Kool-Aid? Who do you got? Carolina at San Francisco.
We'll go San Fran.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, San Francisco.
All right, let's hit that mailbag. Fire away, baby.
Hey, definitely. Hey, Freddie Felt. He's number 2
What up,
today
Freddie?
in the chat. $2 super chat. He says, pineapple served smoothie equals the GOAT like Brayan Shep. Hey, he's shout out
thank
to
you.
Smoothie King.
I'll have to try that.
Respect. 100%. We tried. Was he here when we had Smoothie King?
No, he was not.
Okay. Yeah.
Next time he comes, we'll make sure we
make
get
it
him.
happen. 100%.
You know what? Dante151, $4.99 super chat, #1 crown today. We might have to get to this tomorrow, but he says, so what
tomorrow's
do you guys,
Saturday. I'm not going to be here.
Monday, or maybe Tuesday. After lunch. Tuesday. There you go. He says, what are you guys' thoughts on that cornball Gilbert Arenas saying that Nike has their agenda and they want Cade in a marketable town and not in Detroit?
Yeah, I saw Spenny talk about this. First of all, if the NBA allows something like that, it's a joke. I don't think that'll happen.
Yeah.
Okay? I know Nike's got a lot of pull. Cade Cunningham is Detroit. Mm-hmm. You could put his long time ago they had 2 huge murals in
Barry
downtown
Sanders?
Detroit. Barry Sanders and Steve Eisman.
And both represented by
Nike. Cade Cunningham is headed that way. I'm not saying he's there now. He's headed that way, okay?
Yeah.
I don't think he leaves this town. I think Tom Gores understands that. There's no question Trajan Langdon understands that. And I think Cade Cunningham genuinely likes it, and he loves the way this team is playing and that this team plays around him, and he does what he wants, within reason.
Yeah.
I don't think that happens. I think that's a guy blowing hot air, Gilbert Arenas.
A lot of hot air, and you read between the lines. And shout out to Cade's agency and somebody interesting all the way up in the top of our front office there. So I don't think Cade's going to be.
Also, too, like at the end of the day, I think a lot of individuals,
connections.
a lot of individuals that aren't from this city or don't understand what the city is doing. And if you're not from this city, you look at what you heard 10 years ago, 5 years ago during COVID, 2030, and then the 80s, burning in the fires. You think that's what Detroit is, but they don't have those corporate connections to understand all the corporations are coming here. When you start to see big business in a metropolitan area, that means they know what's coming behind it. So the fact that we see what downtown is looking with the Hudson Project and a lot of the Googles and the brands, Apple's opening a new store. In fact, the store that Apple is opening, they only have one of in the country right now where it has that bar, that lounge area.
Yeah.
It's coming downtown in 2026, I want to say, the end of 26. The fact that this is going on, Cade ain't going nowhere, and Nike understands that this is Detroit, and there's a lot of big business
And
there.
former Jordan Brand executive Melanie Harris is the Pistons president of business operations.
There you go.
Like, they're
This
doing big
is
things.
Visit Detroit right here. VisitDetroit.com.
I gotta rep my city.
We appreciate you visiting the Braylon Edwards Show every Monday through Friday, 2 till 4. Wish you a great weekend. Come on back here Monday. We'll be talking about the Lions and Giants, college football, and a whole lot more. Peace.
Peace.
Looking for your daily sports fix? Look no further. Join Braylon Edwards, the University of Michigan legend.
Lofting it right corner of the end zone for Braylon, up in the air. Touchdown, Michigan!
And Shep.
Do you believe this comeback?
Your favorite sports commentator as they tackle the hottest topics in the world of sports. Catch the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep, Monday through Friday from 2 to 4 p.m. on the Woodward Sports Network. Get ready to laugh, learn, and love sports like never before.